What's the worst boundary your mother-in-law crossed that finally made you snap? When I married Jake, his mother Linda seemed like the perfect mother-in-law. She baked homemade chocolate chip cookies every Sunday, sent thoughtful birthday cards with handwritten notes, and told everyone at the wedding reception how lucky her precious son was to find such a wonderful girl. For the first year, I actually felt grateful. My own mother had passed from cancer when I was 20, and Linda filled that painful void beautifully. The red flags started small and seemingly innocent. She'd let herself into our apartment while we were both at work, claiming she was just dropping off leftovers from dinner or fresh flowers from her garden. I'd come home exhausted from my nursing shifts to find my kitchen completely rearranged, my mail opened and sorted into neat piles, and our bedroom door standing slightly ajar when I knew I'd closed it that morning. When I mentioned it to Jake over dinner, he just laughed it off with that easy smile I'd fallen in love with. "She's just excited to finally have a daughter," he said, reaching across to squeeze my hand. Mom waited 30 years for this. Give her some time to adjust to sharing me. But Linda's surprise visits became daily occurrences. Then she started making subtle comments about my housekeeping skills, my cooking techniques, and even my choice of clothes, always delivered with that same sweet grandmother smile, always carefully framed as helpful suggestions from someone who just wanted the best for her son's happiness. She'd run her perfectly manicured finger along my kitchen counters, checking for dust. She'd reorganize my spice rack alphabetically while explaining in excruciating detail the proper way to arrange an efficient kitchen. She'd hold up my work scrubs with a disapproving frown. "Sweetheart, I'm just trying to help you become the wife Jake truly deserves," she'd say in that sugary voice. A man needs to feel proud of his woman. The boundary violations escalated quickly after that. She scheduled gynecologist appointments for me without asking, claiming she'd found an excellent doctor who specialized in fertility. She threw away my birth control pills, insisting they were expired when I just picked them up from the pharmacy 3 days earlier. When I confronted her about it, she clutched her chest dramatically and burst into tears. "I'm only thinking about my future grandchildren," she sobbed. "Don't you want to give Jake the family he's always dreamed of?" Jake always took her side. Family loyalty was everything to him, and Linda was a master manipulator who'd been perfecting her craft for decades. She'd cry about feeling unwanted and pushed aside, about losing her only son to another woman, about how different and disrespectful things were in this generation. I started feeling like the villain for wanting basic privacy in my own home. The breaking point came on a Tuesday morning 6 months later. I was working from home, catching up on patient charts, when I heard our front door open with a loud creak. Linda walked in without knocking, carrying industrial cleaning supplies and a heavy toolbox. She'd obviously made copies of our keys without telling us. "Surprise, darling," she announced cheerfully. "I'm completely redecorating your bedroom today. That awful gray paint color is so dreary and depressing." I found her systematically pulling down our wedding photos and carefully replacing them with old family pictures that somehow didn't include me anywhere. She'd already moved our furniture around and was hanging new curtains, bright pink and ridiculously frilly, nothing like our modern minimalist taste. "Stop right now," I said firmly, my voice shaking with barely controlled anger. "This is our home, not yours." She turned to look at me with cold, calculating eyes, her sweet facade dropping completely for the first time. "Actually, sweetheart, this apartment lease belongs to Jake, and Jake belongs to me." That's when she pulled out her phone and showed me something that made my blood freeze solid. Photos of me. Dozens and dozens of them. Getting dressed in the morning, showering, sleeping peacefully in bed. She'd been secretly taking pictures during all those innocent visits. "Insurance policy," she said calmly, scrolling through the images. "In case you ever try to turn my son against me." I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video.